Hello again and welcome back to our series inspired by Jimmy McGee's translations of the writings of a Zen master. Today, we're going to talk about something we all do every single day, often without even thinking about it, and that's waiting. But we're going to look at it as an art form.
So let me ask you, how do you spend your time when you're waiting? For the coffee to brew, or stuck in traffic, waiting for a friend who's running late? What's your go-to? Do you immediately pull out your phone, start tapping your foot, or do you just kind of zone out, feeling, stuck?
For most of us, right, these moments feel like an unwanted pause. It's this weird limbo state where you're caught between what you were just doing and what you want to be doing next. And that little pause, man, it can bring up some surprisingly strong feelings, like impatience, sheer boredom, or even a little spike of anxiety.
And it happens in the most ordinary places. Think about it, standing in a long line at the grocery store, sitting at a restaurant, stomach rumbling, just waiting for your food. Or, you've got this amazing dinner all set up and you're just waiting for your friends to show up. Heck, even waiting for a slow computer to load. None of these are huge deals, but they're these little moments where we feel like our time is just slipping away.
Now, when you start adding up all those little bits of frustration throughout the day, well, they can turn into a real source of stress. But here's where the wisdom we're looking at today offers a huge, profound shift in how we see things. It challenges us to approach waiting in a totally different way.
The core idea sounds so simple, but it's a real game changer. Wait without expecting anything in return. Now, this isn't about finding a better way to distract yourself while you wait. It's about changing your whole relationship with that moment. It's about letting go of what you're waiting for and just fully being there in the wait.
So the teaching suggests that even with the food on the table, we don't need to wait for our friends to arrive to start feeling happy. The joy isn't some future event that kicks off when the meal starts. Nope, it can be found right now in this moment of stillness. Suddenly, waiting isn't about lacking something. It becomes a moment that's already whole and complete in itself.
Okay, so you might be thinking, this sounds nice, but how do I actually do it? Especially when I'm stuck in that super long line and getting really annoyed. Well, the teaching gives us a beautifully simple, practical way to find peace right in the middle of it all. It's just 4 steps. First, you just notice. Oh, okay, I'm waiting. That's it. No judgment, just acknowledging it. Step 2, gently bring your attention back to your breath. It's always there with you, right? It's your anchor to right now. Then, and this is the best part, you enjoy it. Actually enjoy the simple feeling of breathing in and breathing out. And finally, see this pause not as wasted time, but as a little gift. A moment to nurture yourself, to treat yourself to a peaceful breath.
And when you start to practice this, something really amazing happens. The nature of time itself just seems to transform. What used to be this frustrating empty space becomes a space that's full of opportunity. You're no longer just putting up with the wait, you're actively creating a moment of peace. Just look at this contrast. It's like a before and after. On one side, you've got the classic wasted time experience, impatience, frustration, anxiety. But by using this really simple practice, we can transform that exact same slice of time into crafted joy. And that's filled with peace, gratitude, presence, and actual happiness.
And that's the big payoff, right? Happiness isn't some destination that we have to wait for. It doesn't show up only when the line finally moves or when the food gets to the table. The teaching is so clear on this. We have the ability to be happy and grateful throughout that whole time.
So really, the big idea here is that we're completely reframing what's happening. It's not about waiting anymore. It's about using that pause to create a moment of joy for yourself, right here, right now.
And look, this is not just some nice philosophy to think about. It is an incredibly practical tool you can start using today. You can take this ancient wisdom and make it a real, tangible part of your life, starting with your very next pause.
So the very next time you find yourself waiting for a web page to load, for a friend to text you back, for the kettle to boil, you've got a choice. You can fall back into that old, familiar pattern of frustration, or you can take a breath and use that moment.
So I'll leave you with that question to think about. What about tomorrow? That moment in traffic? That little pause before a meeting? That slow computer screen? Where will you find your first chance to stop waiting and start crafting a little bit of joy for yourself?